Hey, welcome back to the channel. We took a little trip down to Bowling Green, which was an amazing town, and had a great time. If you haven't been to Bowling Green, that's a very nice town, but we were there for the Tri-5 Nationals in 2023 back in August, and been dragging my feet on a video, but finally got one put together and thought I'd let you take a look at it. If you ever get a chance to go down, it's a really good time. I got the car show, drag racing, they've got a swap meet, they've got parts for, I bought several parts for my car that I couldn't find, stuff for Tri-5s are getting pretty rare to find anyway, but they had a big vendor section. Jegs was there, a couple other companies. Gassers, they had a lot of gassers, which was pretty cool because I'm a gasser guy. I really like them, and they had some beautiful ones. Big block blown cars, tunnel ram cars, just about every flavor you can come up with in the gasser was there. Drag cars. This one had like a big block twin turbo injected motor in it. Another big block car. Just had a bunch of cool cars. Even got mine in there in the background. But here we had one lady that was working on her car. She was trying to fix a hung brake or something, and just a bunch of really cool people. The people were amazing down there. So if you ever get down there and get a chance to check out Beach Bend, it's probably one of my favorite tracks now. It's pretty awesome, And then you got the footage of all the old gassers standing on the back bumper, which is pretty cool. Like this car here, it's a pretty rad car. The paint job on it was nearly flawless. I mean, it was a really nice car, and with the red tinted windows and full cage, kind of something I'm into, something like this. I think it had a big block in it and stuff, and just a beautiful car, really pretty. Just don't see them that clean and well done. But anyway, if you get down there, there's plenty to do there in Bowling Green. We wandered around town, had really good restaurants, went down to the square downtown, so that's pretty cool. Got a big mall there, lots of hotels. So anyway, we went down by the vendors section there, and they had some really nice gassers down there. They had this green one that was really nice, a beautiful interior. The blue one sitting right next to it with a blown big block in it, all chromed out, just incredible cars, lots of attention to detail. Beautiful blue paint on this thing, the old school Kragers. Here's one in one of those newer colors, the gunmetal color, which is pretty cool. They had resto mod type cars, really cool. Had the wife model on this little green car here, and then they had drag racing also, so got some footage from that. I really enjoyed the drag racing part of it because they had the old gassers out there running side by side and standing on the back bumper. That's hard to, you don't get to see that everywhere in the country anymore. When I was a kid, you used to get to see that stuff all the time. Every time you went to a drag strip, pretty much there was a Tri-5 there, but it's very rare to see them now. was pretty cool seeing all those cars standing on the back bumper and the race cars. They even had trucks there, like this old GMC, which was pretty awesome to see. Bunch of like custom cars, with custom interiors and such. They had a 2-lane blacktop car there, which was pretty amazing to see. It was all restored and everything. And it was on display by the vendor alley there, which was pretty neat because you don't see the 2-lane blacktop cars hardly anymore. People redo them, or make clones of them. But it's nice to see one that's from an actual movie that got restored or whatever, or fixed up. Anyway, we wandered around the car show, just checking things out. So many different kinds of cars. They had original cars, they had 6-cylinder cars, they had custom cars, they had custom painted cars. Just about everything you can think of, any kind of flavor of a Tri-5, the 3100 series trucks, which are really cool to see. There wasn't very many of them, but they were there. My dad was planning on going down with his, but wasn't able to make the trip. He had a project going on it and just couldn't get it wrapped up. And the weather, it rained pretty hard while we were down there. So it got kind of soupy the first day. There was a lot of standing water and such, but it ended up drying out. It's in a river bottom down by a river that runs right through there. I guess that's why they call it Beach Bend. But anyway, they had a lot of 4-door cars, which are really cool family cruisers that were all redone and fixed up. They're just awesome family cars. You can fit quite a few people in them. They had Pro Street cars, which I like to see a lot of that kind of stuff too. You don't see those hardly anymore. They even had some American flag themed cars, which are, this guy had a graphic, I guess, put on it, which was pretty amazing. The detail on it was really nice. So that was cool to see. But, they had just every flavor, tons of gassers. Some were original gassers from back in the day that got fixed up. They even had a car corral, which they had quite a few gassers in it. One guy had an orange, I think it was a 55, and then he had a greenish or aqua colored 55, and I believe both of those were original cars that he was bringing down to sell. So if you're interested in something like that, that's a good place to pick one of those cars up. They have quite a few of them in the car corral. I think they had a Nomad and had some other stuff. But I've had so many pictures and videos because there was so much to see. They had just tons of different cars. Like they had this 57 here with a Hillborn injection. I like the paint on these cars here. They're just so many different flavors of cars. They had this Nomad, which was really cool with the original 6-cylinder, air conditioning on it and everything. Be an awesome driver. And then they had some other wagons, and I know the Tri-5s had several variations of the wagon, the handyman specials and all that stuff, which is cool to see. You've seen the 150s, the 210s, and then the Bel Airs, hardtops, So there's so many cool cars. They even had this truck here that was really beautiful and had a beautiful color paint on it, and a custom modern motor in it. Everything was polished up, had like a crocodile or snakeskin leather interior, which was pretty amazing. They even had this car here, which I was drooling all over. I'd totally drive this thing. It's like an old stock car. It was a full chassis. It looked like the original frame too, and then they didn't have windows or anything, but it was actual looked like a stock car from back in the day maybe. I don't know what the story is on it, but it'd be cool to find out. So you just had all kinds of stuff that we're gonna. Here's the wife. She's showing off some videos. So uh, she's my she's kind of like my Vanna White. So, but we this is when we first got to the show, and we're coming through the gate and seen this cool '57 here with the candy paint job and gasser, and it was pretty outrageous. It was really a beautiful car. Everything was polished and so clean. I don't think it gets driven much. Maybe it races a little or something, but I don't know the history on it. But it sure had the look with the custom upholstery and everything in it. So if anybody knows about this cherry bomb car, maybe they can message down at the bottom. And then we made a trip. While we were in town, we decided to go on over to the National Corvette Museum, and that was pretty awesome to wander around that. We were able to travel from Missouri. We had some time to kill, so we actually got there on Thursday, and then we wandered around and went over to the Corvette Museum, and saw some cool cars, like this old Mako Corvette, concept cars and stuff. I mean, if it was a one-off car, they probably had it there, including race cars that set records and are milestones in different kinds of competition and stuff. One-off cars that Chevy built that you don't see. So that was really cool to see. And stories about Zora Arkus Duntov and his original race cars that he raced and set records with back in the day, and engineered a lot of parts that went on to Corvettes and other Chevys. So that Spirit of '66 Corvette, which I thought was super cool. These all raced in some form or another. Back in the day, there's a Z06 package 63. So, and then they had some newer Corvettes. This one's got that LT6 engine in it, which is, looking it over, I've got an LS in mind, or single turbo LS, so kind of into these newer LTs. I'd love to do one. They're pretty rad. They're direct injection, so there's a lot of difficulties with that, but how hot rodders are, they always overcome. And just to walk around, they had this car here, this cutaway L88 69 Corvette, which an L88 car is pretty rare anyway, and then to take one and do this to it, I was pretty amazed. But I guess that was something Chevy did for promotion and stuff. It was pretty neat to see all the inner workings of one without the body on it.
And was always accessible to Chadwick Corvette enthusiasts. He was one of the earliest supporters of the museum. Duntov loved life, Corvettes, and Corvette people. After a rich and full life, he passed away in April 1996. In accordance with his wishes, his ashes were interned at the museum close to the Corvettes he loved so much. Every day, enthusiasts stop by to
and it's got L88 underpinnings under it, which would be a sleeper car for sure. But just all kinds of. This is right there, I guess, where the collapse had happened, and they redid it all, but they still had the cars that fell into the hole or that collapsed into the cavern. So they had pictures of all that, Then they had out in the main mall area, they had the Corvette store and different things out there, but they had all these Corvettes sitting out here that the owners were getting ready to take possession of, and they were getting a walkthrough by people from the Corvette plant. And then they had like these old storefronts, that looked like garages, that were just amazing detail. It takes a long time to put something like that together and make it look right. But it's quite the deal. If you ever get there, you should really take a look at it. There's even a little display on Zora, and he had his own little spiel video.